Welcome back, everybody, to www.muffintopAccessories.com LLC. Other marketing terms where you can get your very own accessories for your muffin top today. This is the one-stop shop to get your purses, your rings, your watches, your necklaces, your gauges. You ever seen a muffin with gauges? You have now! There it is! Yeah. Muffin tops with accessories. I feel like it's a marketable experience. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is actually title pending. The podcast that I put on a visual platform for no reason, in which I talk about whatever the fuck I want to for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I don't edit it, and I put it up there, and people can see it. Anybody in the world could see it if they want. So far, very few of you have, but that's fine. I don't give a fuck. So, welcome back. What happened since last time? It was like, what, a couple days ago? Yeah. I'm working less. I got to sleep. I got like 6 hours of sleep last night. I feel great, actually, because of it. Yeah. All kinds of other stuff. What else happened? Oh, we got a new pastor at our church, and he's been attending since like January or something, but he finally got installed as an associate pastor last night. I got to go to that, and that was when I realized that one of his legs is in fact shorter than the other, which made me feel better about him. When I first met him, I hated his guts because he smiled too much, and I thought, that guy looks like he could sell me snake oil and make a killing off of it, and I didn't like it. He looked like a plotter, a schemer, a planner. I don't like those people. But yeah, he's all right. He's an all right guy. But yeah, got to see some people. Got to see all the church folks yesterday. So that was super great. Not a lot happened Saturday. Yep, Saturday. Not a lot happened Saturday. I was gonna cook food, but I didn't. Oh, actually, I did. I cooked some eggs and sausage, and then I ate that. My eating schedule has been really weird, where I realized that I've eaten a bunch of garbage lately, and so, because I snack a lot, I am a snacker, like, throughout the day. Like, my meals will be very small, and I will snack in between meals. So, it used to be, like, not great snacks. Like, I would have, like, Pop-Tarts and Hostess donuts, which are all very tasty and wonderful and sugary and make me feel happy. But I realized that I was gaining weight and I was getting fat. I was getting flabby. I was getting a belly at least. And so I decided to cut that shit out. And I've been eating a lot of nuts, a lot of fibrous snacks, mostly nuts. I got a giant bag of pecans that I munch on every now and then. Grab like a handful of pecans in between meals. It's a good substitute. It really is. But yeah, that's my health talk. Don't eat garbage. Fill your body with all kinds of good stuff, and it actually gives you energy, and you feel better long term. Which I guess is like a metaphor for life or some shit like that, right? Because if you're not a dickwad your entire life, maybe you'll be better. I don't know. Despite having slept better last night, I am still very tired. And so it'll be a couple weeks before I get a day off. So yeah. Oh, my head is finally healing. I was picking off. I found a chunk of blood in my hair the other day, and I picked that out. That was cool. I saved it. It's under my bed at the moment. I'll just keep it there. What else happened? Oh, that's a great song, by the way. If y'all got time, look up Patty Cake by Token, and very, very fun song. I like it a lot. He's like a Christian rapper, but he's like super edgy about it. And like, not that I just like love edgy shit, but I don't know. I feel like I myself am a Christian, but yet I'm not like other Christians or how they portray themselves. So I like stuff like that. I like it when Christians are real, because I feel like it's really easy for Christians to be like, oh yay Jesus, you know, and then I don't have any problems, and then they just bottle all their shit in their lives up. But I appreciate real people. I mean, that's part of the reason why I like living in the essential ghetto of this town, is just because all the people here just, like, they know, like, they're fucked up, and so, like, they're not lording over anybody else, right? They're not like, oh, I'm so much better than you, you know? Because they're like, yeah, I'm addicted to marijuana, you know? So it's it's a good feeling. It's actually a decent community to be a part of. I mean, as long as you mind your own business, you know, and don't go prying and poking around other people's lives. I mean, safety-wise, you're fine. So, I really enjoy it. I like it a lot. If I ever have to live in a city, I'm gonna choose to live in the rougher part of town, just because I like. Typically speaking, I enjoy the people more in those areas. But if I get the chance to like move out to the middle of nowhere and live in a cabin, I will take that chance in a heartbeat. Like that is something that I would love to do. Like, I never really had any long-term goals when I was a kid. Like, I wanted to be, like, the first thing I wanted to be was I wanted to be a cowboy. Because I watched a lot of John Wayne movies, and he was super cool, and he was kick-ass, and I wanted to be that guy. He would be super cool, and then just like leave, you know, kind of like the cool uncle figure, which I kind of still want to do that, but I don't know. Profession-wise, I don't think cowboy is a very viable option unless you're like third generation and you can inherit your granddad's farm. So, yeah, probably not going to happen. And then I wanted to be a dragon slayer. Because, again, that just sounded kick-ass. But that doesn't actually exist anymore. Like, maybe if it was like a couple centuries ago, I could do that. But, yeah, at this stage in my life, my dream job would be to own a piece of land and live on it, and basically homestead the place, where I could grow crops and raise rabbits and live off the land and just fuck off and not have to deal with any of this bullshit of insurance companies and retirement policies and taxes and all this bullshit. So, I don't know. What is that called? I think it's just called being irresponsible and not wanting to deal with life. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah. Dream job, to be a hermit in the woods. Maybe I'll get there one day. But yeah, so that's kind of me. I don't know. Part of me wants to do that, and I think it would be really cool. But the other part of me, like, actually really enjoys living close to people that I care about. You know, so I don't think I could go full hermit. Like, I don't really like people in general, but despite that, I enjoy some people, and I attach to those people and want to be around them and part of their lives. So yeah, that's that's what I'm about. I thought about redoing this chair. I have this chair in my house that's it's ugly. It looks like something that my grandmother had inherited and kept around for sentimental value. I have no attachment to this chair except that it's super baller. It's got like this orange gold fabric, fluffy like fabric to it, but then over that it's got brown flowers all over it. And then like the armrests and legs are like a very dark wood. So it's super cool, and I thought about refurbishing it and like doing new upholstery on it and then selling it. But I think if I do that, I'm just gonna want to keep it because it is a fantastic reading chair. I might need to do some structural stuff to it also because it does creak pretty heavily when I sit down. Like the bottom cushion that you sit on is like springs and nothing else. So it's probably, if I don't do anything with it, it'll probably break soon. So I need to figure out what's up with that. What else? Oh, I need to make some kvass. I don't know if you know what kvass is. Props to you. If you don't, go and look up Life of Boris on YouTube. He's this Russian dude who knows, like, he lives there. He's not like the fake Russian dude from Alabama. But he he lives there, and he releases all kinds of cool stuff about Russian culture, which I think is super cool because that's like a huge part of the world that is just completely glanced over, you know, because no one wants to deal with it. So there's a lot of people in Russia. There's a fuck ton of people in Russia. There's also a lot of wilderness in Russia. Like I was on Google Maps the other day. I was like looking over Russia, and there's very little there. It's crazy. Like I would love to go and visit to like some of the remoter towns and places. I think that'd be super cool. But yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, kvass. So kvass is like a you basically make a bread tea out of a dark bread, something like a toasted rye or pumpernickel or barley, something other than wheat. Really, you don't want wheat. So, but then you make a tea out of it by soaking the bread in water with like raisins or whatever kind of stuff you want to put in it. I've heard of people doing mint and even like watermelon, some crazy shit. But yeah, you cook it all up and then you let it you put yeast in it and let it ferment for like 2 days or something like that. But if you keep it sealed, it'll build up like a natural carbonation, and then you drink it basically. And it's I've made it before, and it's never gotten the carbonation quite right because I don't have a properly sealed vessel. So I'm probably gonna try it again, but it's really tasty. It's very interesting. It's like mine has always been very fruity because of the barley, because of the rye. I usually use rye bread and raisins, which it gives it a very fruity taste to it. But it's very much like beer at the same time. It's got a very similar mouthfeel and aesthetic to it. a very beer like aesthetic, like picture flat beer, I guess. So yeah, very good. I need to make some more of that and then give it to my brother because he is like a beer nut and he has never tried it. So I have to introduce him to this marvelous new liquid I have concocted. I was gonna do that earlier. I don't know if I told you about that, where I was making, I was trying to make a sunflower moonshine, where I used sunflower seeds to make a mash, and I let it ferment for like 3 weeks. And then I was distilling it in my still that I made, and it the still was not sealed properly, and so it was not working. But I kept some of the wort, and I tasted it, and it's not great. It feels like there's something there, though. I feel like sunflowers definitely can be used in a beer situation, which is essentially what I made. I made a beer. But yeah, it was not bad. It was not great though, and it was a little funky. It came out this weird like pea green yellowish look to it, which is a little off-putting. So I don't know. I'll probably do a beer again. We have really good like grains where I live because that's mostly what they grow here. So I think I'll have really good luck getting good grains. And there's a homebrew shop where I can get all the hops and yeast and such. So yeah, I want to do that. I think I might try like putting some pecans as a dry addition. Like maybe making the kvass and then infusing pecans into it, which I think will give it more of a toasty, nutty bit to it. So, yeah, that sounds good. I'll have to do that. Oh, what else? What else, guys? Oh, I got the D&D books, and I'm working up a campaign. I gotta just figure out who can come and play it. I've just built like the first adventure because I feel like it would be really cool to try to incorporate the characters' backstories into the overall plot of the adventure. So I think I will basically set up a one-shot campaign, right? And then have them play it. And then if they want to do more of it, then if they want more, then I can pick up from that, have them make backstories for the characters that they built, and then use those to create the rest of the adventure. So, yeah. So what I got right now is just really super standard kind of dungeon crawl, basically. Very little else. Like if it was Skyrim, it would be like one of the myriad of side quests that are kind of all the same. That's my only bitch about Skyrim. Skyrim, fantastic game. I put like almost 800 hours on it, but it's all the side quests kind of get the same. Like Oblivion had it nailed, where like their side quests, every single one of their quests had some sort of plot twist to it. It was super great. Like even the one where like what is it? Where you're helping out the merchants guild to like stop this guy who's undercutting prices for everybody. And so but in the end you figure out that he's robbing graves to get all the cheap stuff and then selling it at a reasonable markup. And so he what is it? What happened? Oh yeah, you break in there and you try to you stop him, right? And you try and find where he's been getting all this stuff from. And it turns out that that the guy that you're traveling with is apparently like some ancestor of the people who are dead there, and all the dead are like super pissed at him, and so they get up and they start attacking you. So like even then, you know, it's the same until right at the very end where you're like, oh oh shit, there's zombies all over. So yeah. That was another thing. What happened to zombies? What happened to necromancy? Like necromancy is such shit um in uh in Skyrim. Like you can't summon like a zombie on command or a skeleton on command. Like what kind of badass witch dude are you supposed to be who can't summon a skeleton? That's like badass witch like lesson 1, right? I don't know. It's crazy. Great games, both of them. I enjoyed the story more from Oblivion. But Skyrim is just so much more beautiful of a game to play. And especially now that they remastered it, it's super good. I might have to play that tonight. I think I was supposed to do something else. I don't know. Oh, I need to eat. I need to eat food. Gosh, I'm hungry. Alright, this has been Title Pending. Thank you all for joining me. I have to eat food or else my stomach will starve. Buy yourself a muffin accessory today for the small price of $999 or 12 small payments of 99 cents. Thank you and have a marvelous day.